All right, welcome traders. It is Thursday, January 18th, 2024. Exciting day today in the markets and the accounts. Another new all-time high. We're going to cover that and a lot more. Got some cool stuff for you today. So let's just jump right in. And I do want to spend some time in the markets here as well. So you got to know your market profiles. You got to know what's going on in the market so you can trade them properly. And we did put some trades on today. And we took a bunch off. And I want to cover why we did that. So let me get my face out of your picture here so you can see the whole chart, because the upper right's the most important part of the charts right now. If we take a quick look at SPY, S&P was up today, $41.73, so pretty good up day today after yesterday's sell-off when everyone thought the world was coming to an end, and then we turn around and go up almost 0.9% in there. So SPY jumped up today, like I said, 0.89%. Let's just take a look at where we are. So yesterday, pretty good gap down on the session. But as I said, we still have a bullish PSR signal here. We did hold the 21 EMAs. Talked about this yesterday. And if we look at the weekly, you've got the 21 over the 50, over the over the 200. My voice is a little scratchy today. And I'm going to switch to the more basic setup for you guys here so you can see this a little easier with a lot less lines on it, since some of you guys don't like it when there's too much spaghetti on here. But if we look really at the weekly, I mean, it looks really pretty solid. I mean, the 9 here is driving above the 21, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger gaps. Same with the 21 over the 50. Okay, that's an accelerating market to the upside, even though MACD is rolling over a bit here and RSI is struggling. So there's still some divergence. We'll see what happens, but right now this was not really a surprise. Come back, touch the 21, bounce higher. This is another, higher high and higher low here as we bounce. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, end of the week and options expiration. So it can be fun day tomorrow. Taking a look at the Qs as well. Pretty much the same type of a setup here. Came down yesterday, didn't even threaten the 21. We bounced off it early in the day, finished near its highs, gapped up today, back above the 9, back up to a new all-time high today on the Qs. So we can change this thing now to 413.58. So new all-time highs on the Nasdaq set today intraday, and we closed pretty close to those highs. MACD, RSI decent and moving up on the daily, and on the weekly here, I think we can get rid of some of this old garbage that's on here. This thing just seems to be one-track minded of moving itself higher. There's not a whole lot of anything to really pay attention to in here from a support level. I mean, you can try to pick some areas, but I think really the fib levels is what we would look at. Still some weakness in the MACD on the weekly, but overall it's powering higher as well. Let's take a look at IWM, which had struggled recently, but this gapped back up today. So gapped down yesterday, but finished well off of its lows yesterday, and then gapped up today and closed pretty much where it gapped up to. MACD is still falling a bit. RSI is falling a bit on the weekly and on the daily charts. So both of those are still a bit bearish here. We are in a bearish PSR trend. The 9 is below the 21 and falling. We did hold the 50, so that's a positive sign here on IWM. You got Tom Lee still talking about small caps and IWM leading the way this year. We'll see if that actually happens or not. But right now, if you think that's the case, you've had a pretty nice pullback here. If we can hold this level and maybe move sideways, move higher, start to break back above the 9 and the 21 EMAs, then I think you might have a good opportunity to put some trades on in here. I'm not going to fight this weekly trend yet. We'll see what happens. I would want to see another week or two, but the momentum's definitely coming down. I want to see if this RSI crosses the 50 or starts to reverse higher. So there's no hurry. I got nothing but time on this. Taking a look at these number of stocks here above their 50-day moving average, it still continues to be weak and tipping over, which is a bearish sign overall. put call ratio did drop a bit today, but overall still in a trend higher. So it is definitely still moving higher. Here today, VIX dropped back down, gave up all his gains from yesterday and more, back to 14.13. Volatility low. Looking at the dollar on the session today, we did have the dollar pretty much just do nothing on the day. I think it was up 0.06%. So the US dollar just hanging on to the 21 here, staying above the 50, but every day that we move sideways and stay up here, you get the 9 rising, the 21 curling back higher and rising. Even though they're below the 50 and the 200, that I think is still a bullish sign. MACD RSI rising here, MACD and RSI rising on the weekly as well. So I think we've got a good chance here. We've made a higher high, higher low, and now another higher high. And we'll see if we make any kind of a higher low and keep moving forward. But right now, I like where the dollar is from a strength perspective. If we take a look at TNX, you got the 10-year Treasury index here, still powering higher. I've been talking about this for days and days and days. I think we were overdone on rates. I'm probably a broken record for most of you. If you're tuning in for the first time and you're just hearing it now, you know. But I really felt that this was overdone to the downside. We're recovering a bit back to a little bit more norm where we should be, I think, in the mid 4% range. I think 4.3, 4.4 is more adequate for where we should be at this point in time. I don't think the Fed's cutting any rates until at least March. Here, I don't think we're getting 6 or 7 rate cuts this year. I don't care what the predictions say. I can be wrong. And I'm not going to go on record and say, I can never be wrong, but I'm not going to be wrong. All right, so we're not going to sell off here on the TNX back down to new all-time lows. I think we continue to strengthen. And if we continue to strengthen, then I think you see bonds moving up or dropping as well in this piece. So your TLTs and your TMFs, you had your run. It's over for now. If you cashed in, great. If you didn't cash in and now you don't have any gains, you should have taken profits. We told you it was reversing. All right, here on the 6A, here, been in a downtrend. We're continuing to be in this downtrend here on the daily. So that's heading lower. As the dollar strengthens, then obviously this is going to be weakening. Here we broke the uptrend line. You've now got a series of a lower low and a lower high in here. So we're definitely in a good downtrend. MACD has been falling. RSI maybe getting a little bit of a bounce here off of the 3 ATR, which is not surprising. It's pretty flat. I would think that a bounce would be definitely warranted in here, and we did bounce today, and we're up in after hours. On the British pound, same thing, a little bit of a move higher. Canadian dollar, same thing. Nice move higher on the session. Still in a downtrend, still below the 50, the 200, the 8, the 9, the 8, the 7, the 6, the 5, you name it, we're still below. And if we take a look at the euro as well, pretty much the same exact setup here on the euro. It was down fractionally today. It's holding this uptrend line for the most part in here as we extend it out. Pretty much a nothing burger day to day. For it up fractionally in aftermarket right now in the after hours, but RSI and MACD heading lower on the daily and the weekly. Nothing terrible. I think it's giving you better entries here soon. I think this is a very strangleable trade. I think this is something I would definitely take a look at for a strangle. I'm not sure I'm jumping into a 112 quite yet. I'd like to see how this weekly plays out below the 50 on the RSI here. So if we drop below that, there's just no hurry to get in. I have all the time in the world to wait until my setup comes around, so I'm not going to force it. I'm just using these to see where is a setup I can trade right now. And as you know, I love my oil. It's my favorite thing right now. It is the majority of my account. Yep, got the ES bear trap trades on. We've got the FB bear trap trades on. We got a new 1121 on today, courtesy of Andy in our Discord. Shout out to him. Great little setup on it. I think it's the best looking pseudo hedgish version with an income kicker on it. So it's a really cool little trade. So congrats to Andy for coming up with that. But we haven't seen it to fruition yet in a campaign style or a bunch of trades on. We'll see how that goes. But looking to put some trades on today. I had some buying power available, took a bunch of things off. So we want to just keep innovating. We got to stay ahead of the curve. We got to make sure that we're not stagnant. Every trade works until it doesn't. And eventually there's going to be a market where something just doesn't work. So we want to keep innovating. That's how we came up with the FB bear traps, the fat bastard bear traps. That's where we have the BA, the big ass 112s, the big ass bear traps. Those are two great hedges. Now we've got a 1132, a 1121. We've got those standard 112s, and we have the long-term bear traps as well. So we've been running these for years and years. And now we've got some new versions of things and some really cool adjustments that we've been able to make that's really propelling the account higher right now. But if I got stuff to trade, and it's going to be oil right now. I love where oil is. MACD RSI has been rising. You're breaking the 21 and the 9, so we are definitely moving higher on the day. We're still below the 50 and the 200, so still technically in a bearish mode overall. But the fact that we've broken the 21, we held it again on the session today. So we broke it just fractionally yesterday, broke it pretty well today. After market tonight and the after hours, it's just down just fractionally. But you got RSI and MACD rising. You had them completely reversing on the weekly. Everything's still in a bullish mode or bearish mode, so can't get too carried away. But I really like where we are on this. This is in a really tight squeeze. If we take a look at our kind of our standard charting here, if you look at the squeeze here, a typical squeeze is going to be these red dots. On the Squeeze Pro, we have the gold dots. So when you get into the gold dots, you are in a very tight squeeze. Look how tight these Bollinger Bands are. They're the gray lines inside these Keltner channels. These are the 3 ATRs, but even if I change them to to 2 to a 2 ATR or something along those lines, we're still well inside of those on the Keltner channel. If I change them down to a 1 on the Keltner channel, we're still fractionally inside of that. So we crossed right here, and you can see where we went here into the gold area. So the gold dots here. So very tight squeeze. Let's get my 3s back. 3 ATRs, one of my favorite indicators out there. So you can see visually what's going on in oil, man. This is a sideways consolidation, and you're in a squeeze today. If we start to break to the upside, and I think if we can get above 75 or so to the upside, I think this thing can really rocket. Obviously, we can go to the downside, but when we looked at the triangle here, we were breaking to the upside with the momentum a bit to the upside on the weekly. So I think that's where my thoughts would be, especially since we had a bullish PSAR signal here. So I like oil. I think you can definitely be putting on 112s in oil here. I think you can be putting on a couple other unique trades. I probably hang out from strangles right now, but just because I'm afraid of on a squeeze of a strangle a bit, but probabilities are probabilities. Nothing wrong with putting that on, but I'd like to be a little bit more centralized on the weekly on CL here in between the ATR bands. And right now we're really close to the bottom. So we'll see. I'd like to get a little bit more of a pop up on it. Anyway, that's enough on oil for you. Let's keep trying to pick this up quickly. We'll touch base on gold here. Nice couple day reversal here on gold. It's just really messing around with the 9, the 21, and the 50 EMA in here as we're moving sideways. It is in a bit of a bearish trend here, and you can see the bearish PSAR. You can see the lower lows, lower highs here on gold on the daily, but on the weekly, it's still been in a decent uptrend. It did break this trend, but it's still the 9s above the 21s, above the 50s, so it's still stacked and going higher. But these all of these moving averages are starting to curl over and tighten a bit, which means I think the momentum on the longer term time frame here might be running out. We'll keep an eye on gold, but I think it's setting itself up pretty much for some nice trades. We'll continue to strangle that right now. If we're taking a look at copper, this has been an absolute killer for us. We have closed 2 copper trades in the last 2 weeks within 7 days each for at least 30%. So why wait for 50% in 30 some days when I can get 30% in just 7, 8, 9 days out there? So normally strangles for me, 30 days, 35 days on most on average. So I'm saying 30 to 35 days on most to get my 50%. But when I can hit 30% in just 7 to 10 days, and you got to take those off. And copper has just been paying out like crazy. So we can't keep enough of them on. We keep running through the inventory and turning it over, which is no problem. It's adding to our bottom line here. If you look at copper, the daily starting to curl up on the MACD and the RSI. So maybe we're bottoming out on this downtrend that we've been in. The weekly still fairly weak, heading lower, but not terrible. Still bullish PSAR here, and I think if we can get up a little bit higher to about the 3.79 range here, that's going to kick over this into a bullish PSAR reversal. That's also going to hop above the 9 and the 200-day and the 50-day for the most part, and pretty close to the 21. So we're, I think if we continue to improve on copper, we could really see this thing start to take off. And then we'll touch base on bonds here quickly. Then I'm going to move on. We're not going to cover sectors today at all because I want to keep this moving for you guys. If you want sectors covered, just pop in chat. Hey, I want to see the sectors. If not, let's just keep working about things that we're actually going to trade, because I'm not going to trade stocks or sectors. I hate stocks. Don't trade stocks. Don't own stocks. And in any accounts, IRAs doesn't really matter. But we talked about bond yields starting to reverse higher. Well, obviously then bonds are going to reverse lower. This is definitely in a bearish trend, has been in a bearish trend now for 3 weeks. So we're heading lower. We've broken the 9, we broke the 21, we broke the 200-day, we broke the 50 yesterday or today on the session, and then in the after hours, down a little bit more on bonds. So bonds definitely weak, definitely selling off. Breaking the 50 here, I think, was pretty significant. So we're going to let this thing go. We do have a 112 trade on here. We're all the way down here at 109 at the bottom here. So we're down here at 109 with the naked puts. So I'm hoping that a little bit more we start to hit the trap, and that's going to pay off for us on bonds. So we're in good shape on bonds. And then all of your Magnificent Seven, with the exception of crappy old Tesla having a pretty good day today. Apple gapping up 3.2%. Microsoft gapping up 1.13%. Amazon up over 1%. Meta up over 1%. New, not quite new highs yet, but doggone close. Google moving up 1.5%. Nvidia up another 1.9%. New all-time high on Nvidia here. Was Microsoft? I didn't notice that. Yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, new all-time high this week on Microsoft. I think today. And still your worst performer by far is Tesla. This thing is at the bottom of this triangle. I think this is a really serious point in Tesla's Tesla stage right here. You've come down, you've broken the 3 ATR, you've stayed below it. Now it's starting to really accelerate. So once it turns, I think, 45 degrees here, you can ride this thing down quite a ways. If it goes 45 degrees up as opposed to flat, then I think you can ride it, anything up or down on the 3 ATR, and being outside of it doesn't count the same as it would if it's flatter. You can see back here, on this thing on a 45-degree down angle, it just rides it down. Can that happen now? I think so. I think it very well may happen. We are oversold on the daily RSI. We're not on the weekly yet. So we could get maybe a little bit of a bounce here and then have this thing just tank over here. You got earnings coming up. That's definitely going to tell the tale for all of these Magnificent Seven stocks. And if you're a Tesla owner because you think that's the greatest thing ever with your giant dividend, you are negative now since the inception of that ETF, including all of the distributions. So if you take all the distributions and the net asset value of where we are, you are negative. You have lost money on that. So all your nice dividends are not doing you a damn thing in Tesla. And I think you can fall further, and I think you can lose a lot more money until that thing eventually gets to zero, and then you're out of luck. All right. There's a cheery thought for you. All right, let's jump into the accounts here and take a look at where we are on the day. So we finished the day here up 489 on Delta, pretty much the same as yesterday, 0.12%. No worries there. Theta dropped a bit today on the move up. Volatility dropping 954, still good, still 0.23% theta. I'd like to see it higher, but nothing we can do about it right now. It's going to be volatility driven. However, we've jacked up another $3,000 in net lick today, hitting yet another new all-time high. So we're now 18 days into the new year with multiple new all-time highs. And we're now up over 4% in net lick just this month alone. We've made over $15,900 in net lick gains. BP usage dropped to 264. If you subtract my bill amounts from that, I'm sitting at $54,000. I'm sorry, 54% buying power. So pretty close to my 50%. I did throw a trade on today that took up some significant buying power. Like I said, it was a 1121 bear trap. I will call it the AT, the Andy trap for now. Give him some credit for this trade. We've been playing with some unique things, and I think this is a cool version. We'll see what happens. I also really like the 1132. I think that's got some real merit to it as well. Not throwing anything else out right now, but if you want to see what we're doing with some unique setups of the bear trap trade and some unique ways to manage them, come and join, see what we're doing. All right, daily realized gains today up another 1,180. So we have closed for the month, $12,258 in trades for the month. That is 3.1%. So by the 18th of the month, we've already knocked out 3.1%. Goal for the month was at our 3% target was 11,866 that you can see down in here. So based upon that, we have now achieved our goal for the month as far as net realized gains go. We're not done. We can still lose some trades. We can still win some trades. So we'll see if we can just hang on for the rest of the month. But so far, good month. Just running through the strategies really quick here with you. Gold strangles leading the way, $3,300 in gold strangles. Live cattle strangles up $600, and then $1,188 on other strangles, mostly copper. 2 copper strangles that cleared it. The $305 on long-term 112s that were down. That's large part due to converting some of these to turning the long-term 112 bear traps into, I don't know if I call it a black swan hedge. I hate the word black swan. I know some of you laugh when I can't even say that word. I can't say it. But turning those into a long put hedge or several long put hedges and some different debit spreads. So this is just taking out a little bit of our income to turn them into hedges for us, keeping ourselves in check. We've also got the ES 112s up $800. We've got oil 112s up over $4,000 on the month alone because we're hitting both the put debit spread winners and we're hitting winners on the naked puts. Gold 112s up $330. There on other 112s on other futures, we're up $1,680 there. The FB 112 trade, we're down $2,700 mainly because we had put debit spreads close, and we had already realized the gains on the naked puts last month in 2023. So we don't have anything to offset the put debit spreads here as a bunch of them came off. Zero DTE, we're up $1,165. I can't complain on that. And other spec trades up $1,900 on the month. So again, having a really great month. We are 20-0 on trades. So we are 20 wins, 0 losses on our trades for this month. So pretty doggone good win rate so far. You can't get a whole lot better than 100% wins. Let's take a look at the closed trades and what we did today. And the first trade that came off was a strangle on live cattle. We closed it early, 30% winner in 6 days in the trade for $600 today. Then the next trade up was a gold 112, where we closed the put debit spread for a 45% winner. So we got a 45% winner on the put debit spread, made $330 on the entire put debit spread. So we took that off in case gold continues to move higher, which is what we saw in the charts. And then we knocked out another 112 trade today. 112 trade. We knocked out another 0 DTE trade today. This one took, I think, 25 minutes to get this one done, but we made $250 there. We're not trading gigantic size. We're just trading our 0 DTE plan. We have a 100% win rate on these right now, and we were 95% last year on this strategy. So I think I've got this dialed in. I don't do it every day. When I have a chance to do it, and I'm sitting here, and there's an opportunity to get in either call side, put side, or both, we'll do it, and it's been working out really, really, really well. So there's where we are, having a phenomenal year so far. Let's take a quick look at the IRA. In the IRAs today, Delta is where we want. Theta's pretty decent. Netlick is just a hair below. We're $1,000 off of our all-time high. So this one's not quite at an all-time high, but it's doggone close. We are sitting right at 50% BP use here, and we're up to $2,660. So a little over $2,000 so far for the month, and that's a long-term 112 trade winner. So pretty close to all-time highs there. And then on the small account as well, so this is our small account. We started the year at 15,385. We're at 15,254. We're up about 1% and Netlick on this account. So far, we have not closed any trades for 2024 yet. We did have a couple of the 112s and the long-term bear trap trades. So we had some long-term bear traps close a bit early in December. So we kind of advanced a little bit of our income into December, which is, causing us to probably not close a whole lot right here. But we continue to crank it up, and Netlick is rising here. So we're doing pretty well. We are $60 away from our new all-time high in this account as well. So doing well in my 3 accounts that we're trading in the Income Navigator service. A lot of our members doing extremely well, hitting new all-time highs this week as well, and sharing some of their wins from last year. So we're excited. So if you like this video, click the like button. Lots of good stuff happening. Some new trade types. We'll see if we share any of that out here, or if we just keep that inside for the members, which is what we're going to do right now. But we'll see. With some really interesting new management techniques that we're getting into. So you can check those out as well. If you like the video, please click the like button. I could really use the help there to get the word out to other people. How can we help more people trade out there and bring you some unique stuff that you're not going to get anywhere? Okay, we want to make sure that we're innovating. We've got multiple contributors now in this account. We've got members now sharing their portfolios, their trades, their trade plans. Okay, it's a true mastermind, not just a couple guys, 1 or 2 guys trying to tell you what they're doing. Okay, now you've got many, many, many people. You've got hundreds of people potentially sharing what they're doing. Okay, true mastermind. That's what we wanted to build here. Is really a group of great traders sharing unique ideas and strategies. We don't want to be an alert service. If you want that, there's lots of other places to go. Yes, we do trade, post our trades live as we go, but what I want you to do is to learn to fish for yourself. Okay, and that's really the goal behind our Discord channel. What gives me the most pride is when I post a trade and then I get 4 members just right on top of me and say, hey, you know what, I already placed that this morning, or I did it yesterday. Okay, members are getting to my trades quicker than I am on things, and that's what makes me happy. Okay, I want to see people learning, understanding how to manage their portfolios, understanding how to place the trades, how to figure out which strategies work for them, whether you're trading a small account of maybe $5,000 up to $5 million or so. We've got all of those different ranges. We've got people trading 5 grand, 10 grand, 25 grand accounts, 50 grand, 60 grand, 100 grand accounts. This account here is 400 grand. We've got other accounts at 6, 7, 800,000. We've got $1.2 million accounts, $3 million, $5 million accounts. Okay. No matter what your account size, no matter what your experience, we got a home for you, and we've got people that are doing trades exactly as you would through multiple brokerage houses. So not just Tasty Trade like I am, or Toss like I am and others are, but IBKR and other brokers in other countries. We've got a pretty diverse group from all over the world here. If you want to learn how to trade, you want to get yourself some financial independence, you want to help your family learn to grow, you want to get your kids involved, you want to get your family members involved, and you want to learn to fish for yourself, come and join us in the Discord. Go down below into the description, use the code KING, pop that into the Discord link that's below there. Save yourself money, take $50 off the first month membership here. It's well worth your time. Invest in yourself. Learn how to fish. Don't have to follow us and others. Okay, and learn how to really take care of yourself and your family. All right, you guys have a great rest of your evening. Stay safe. Avoid the snow if you can. We got it coming tonight. Snowmageddon hits here tomorrow. My friends that are in the East Coast and Buffalo areas and all those other areas on the northeast of the country here, stay safe. Although I know the South's getting hit and you guys aren't used to it down there. I've got clients in Tennessee getting smoked with snow down there, and you guys get snow, you guys shut down. So everybody stay safe, stay warm, and let's get together in the trade rooms. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.